What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Oakley here, back with another video. Week 16 commercial dive school is done and in the books. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing like weekly recaps on how my commercial dive school up in Seattle, Washington, called the Divers Institute Technology, is going. So basically every week I just come on here, give a brief description of kind of what we do and how things roll. So if you're curious of anything, any questions or anything about the school, hit me up or check out my prior videos. But anyways, this week is just 1 week of NDT, which is non-destructive testing. It was an interesting week. Kind of, I don't know, if you watched the last video, you'll know that we got pushed back a day, so we're kind of behind. So this week we're going to be going, usually we go to school Monday through Thursday, but this week we're going through Monday through Friday to catch up because we had the holiday off. Anyways, so we finished our week on a Monday, and then we're going to start Tuesday, and then we have 4 weeks in hydraulics and salvage, and so that'll be sweet. But that's the end of it. So we only did 1 week in NDT. But what NDT exactly is non-destructive testing. So it's basically, it's a super big factor in the diving industry, and you need people to go down and inspect, whether it's bridges, barges, piers, everything, you name it. Everything needs to be, I think every floating vessel, I'm not 100% sure, has to be visually inspected every 2 years, I believe, or maybe it's a bridge, I don't know, something like that. But anyways, there's a lot of jobs opportunities in non-destructive testing. It's a little bit boring so far because we just kind of touch on it, they throw it at us just so we have a little bit of it under our belt. But there's basically, I would say, 4 main ways to test. So what you're doing is you're basically testing material, whether it's concrete, metal, wood, anything that is underneath the water, to make, but without destroying it, obviously, to make sure that it's still good and in order, and that everything works good. So basically the first kind of way to inspect it, I guess you could say, is visually inspect it. So you go up to it, stare at it, see what you see, if you have corrosion, paint, anything of that nature that's bubbling, or strange things that are going on that you don't know what's going on with the metal or per se. There's also ultrasonic testing, which is you have this device, and topside you use this, oh my gosh, forgot what it was called. It has a better name, but we were calling it Smurf juice. And it's like a gel, basically. You put it down, and then you put the UT device on there, and it tracks, or it tells you the thickness of the material. So there's that. Then there's mag particle, which is good for checking welds. You can do that topside or in the water. Actually, all these you technically could do topside or in the water. Dye pen, which is like this 3-process test also to do on your welds for the most part, or on any parts that you might think that there's a crack or a flaw in the material. And then there's RT, which is radioactive testing. That's a little bit outside of our realm. We didn't really do anything. We didn't do any of that. But from what my understanding is, there's 3 levels of a non-destructive tester. There's level 1, 2, and 3. And I guess, but yeah, so they were telling us that it turned, a lot of guys later in their diving careers start turning towards NDT because it's more of a professionalism, more writing out papers and stuff like that, on reports on important stuff, that if it breaks, somebody's having a bad day. So we have just been doing that. The first day, Wednesday, we did classroom. So we did all those different forms other than RT in the classroom. showed us how they were worked, did the whole PowerPoint deal, went over everything. And then at the end of that day, we kind of split the class into two. And for the next few days, we'd set aside 4 different groups within the class. And we basically were all assigned a task. 2 groups were in the water for the first half of the day, and then the next half of the day, the other groups were in the water. So we had a barge, the barge 6 that we were diving off of. We visually inspected it, got the measurements for it, everything, to write up a report. So sorry, in the end of all this, we were supposed to write up a report of what we gathered from barge 6 and the east catwalk of the school. So we have a wet project and a dry project. So we kind of did that for 2 days. So Thursday, my half dove all day, came up with a report on barge 6, and then Friday, my half of the class went over and did our topside project. So the whole day we were inspecting the welds on the catwalk, inspecting the thickness with the ultrasonic tester. So we did that. It was kind of tedious, to draw it out, and then we kind of made a grid out to see, so we can write in the report where every marking is, because you really want it to be super. The report is kind of the main reason of it. Obviously, you're getting paid to come up with a detailed report on if there's any flaws or breaks or cracks or anything, where it shall be, and if it needs to be fixed. So Thursday, Friday, we did dry and wet. And then Monday, today, we just finished everything up, tidied up. Over the weekend, we worked on the report, my group did. And then today, which is Monday, we finished the whole NDT course. And so this morning, we did a little bit more. We just kind of did it to get some more time under our belt. We used the ultrasonic tester to go down and just check different things and just get experience with it. So we did that the first half of the day, and then the next half we went inside and finished up our report. It turned out pretty cool. Worked out good. I hope the instructor's gonna be stoked about it. Seemed like it was a good report. I took my GoPro down and took some pictures of things that didn't look like they should have been rusted out that bad. So we wrote that in there. But other than that, that's pretty much all that this week has been. It's just been a lot of tedious, kind of slower paced things. We weren't really cranking out dives or anything. It was more just slow pace. Take your time, be methodical. So it was a good week. Definitely gonna put it on the back burner for now. NDT is a little bit dreading, but I can definitely see later in my dive career this being a awesome option. So I'm gonna keep it open. But so yeah. Anyways, that's how week 16 went. If you guys have any questions about anything, not concerns, but anything having to do with dive school, especially at DIT, give me a holler, and we'll see you at the next one. Thank you.